those breaks are very important. There is a break in the morning, there's a break in the afternoon. We're going to break about 10 minutes into the recovery panel, and I'll tell you when. The way we structure our days, everything we do are the things that you guys need to do where you are. So we structure 15 in the morning, 15 in the afternoon, or 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, and we do 30 minutes to an hour for lunch. And you guys can do that. It's very important that you set boundaries this way. And so no matter what we do today, we're going to have our breaks, and then we're going to have our lunch. Thank goodness. Okay, now we're going to have an interview with Jim M. He's the other person that I like to introduce. And he's in the back. And, hi, Jim. And Jim Meyer will be here filming, and he will also be one of our interview people. He will also be on the recovery panel today. And we will have our Group A experience. We'll do something similar to the ice breaking, and we're going to do something a little different on that. And Jerry will participate today instead of me. So Jerry can be...
I don't get headaches, though.
Yeah, I know. I got a headache this week. Okay, Genesis Group B, what we're going to do is we're all going to divide up into our groups. The lady that just joined us probably should join one group where there's, you might want to join the family. But would the family agree to have her join the group?
Hey, look, a good father always wants another child, right?
All right, here we go.
I'm abusive, honey, if you can take it.
She's on the second thought.
Okay, so I think pretty well that covers our day, and then we'll kind of go from there. It's kind of neat to see everybody again. It's like coming back to a family, looking at everybody's face again this morning. Everybody's cheerful. One of the reasons that I hand things in the morning to you and I say pass it on, don't keep it, is because part of the 12-step thing is you can't keep it unless you give it away. And what people do, it's so funny experientially, is they'll hold things and they'll hold on to it, or they'll think, no, this is stupid. They'll put it down somewhere. And that's kind of what happens. You know, people give us these gifts and we don't get it, and then we put it aside. And so one of the things we're going to be doing today is experientially everything that Jerry and I are doing and everything that you guys are doing today, you can take back to your school sites and to your personal life and do these things. For it, and I noticed that my shoes weren't on straight, as that they aren't on right now. And I didn't bring matching shoes, and I thought, what am I going to do? I'm going to be in front of these people. I don't have matching clothes. And so I saw these purple shoes, and I thought, well, Jerry and I do something called improvise. Every day we improvise. So I went, yes, like he's doing now, like I'm doing now. Luckily, I had a few pieces of jewelry that maybe, and when Jerry came in this morning, it was pretty funny. He saw me with these purple curlers.
Oh, my God, you should have seen it. I wish I had a camera.
It was rather embarrassing, right?
But they matched your shoes.
They did.
I see your matching this morning.
Then he had a wonderful suggestion, and if I would be a little more self-actualized, I could have done it. He thought maybe I should show up with curlers today. I couldn't do it, sorry. Too much ego in there.
My perception could only be the way it is, the way I walked in my shoes when I was born till today. And you're different from me because you walked a different path. You know what? We're at the same spot right now, aren't we, in this room today in the moment. We're unique, but we're different. The same rules, spiritual rules apply to me, but I have different history experiences. So I think that's what you're saying, is that if you don't take care of you, no one will. And there's a blessing and a paradox involved with that you aren't alone. And if you didn't understand that, that's okay, because I think your spiritual mind did, or a piece of you did. Love is the answer. It's not gushy. We men weren't taught about it. I don't know about you women, but we men sure weren't taught the right values when it came to love. I can speak for me, and I think I can speak for most other men. I think women also got the short end of the stick. So that's where the values clarification comes from. And that's why when you start in your growth in whatever way you do that, make sure you do it with your same-sex people at first. You women can manipulate the hell out of me. I mean, I allow it to happen. I'm not blaming the women around me. And I think that I can manipulate women. Hope I'm not being too... I know that's... I used to use that back in my old days, and still will if I don't watch myself. So it's all about you, and how you look at the world, where you came from, cleaning up some of that stuff that God doesn't let us look at things that are too painful. I was molested at 5 years old, so that I didn't know that till I was 28 years old. And it was real difficult at first to be able to understand and get past the confusion. Right now, 75%, my thought is, and some of the statistics bear it out, 75% of all the people that walk on this planet have been molested in some form, sexually. And I truly believe that probably 98% of us have been emotionally molested. You know, things like shut up over and over again, or you're no good, or
You're stupid.
you're stupid. That's a form of emotional molesting, abuse. I'm not saying we're going to have a perfect world. I'm not blaming parents, and this isn't what it's about. But it's about you today looking at what your history was and what blocks are there that God allows us to put into place because there's nowhere to take it for support. That's why when people start getting support, things start happening very painfully. And we intuitively know that. That's why a lot of people resist support. There's an intuition with you that if you start seeking help, you know that things are going to start breaking loose with pain. And some more than others, but we're all the same that way. That's why molest issues come up when support starts, because there's spiritual laws about that, I think, that you can't have that come up unless it's safe to have it happen. So even after this workshop, things are going to start breaking loose for some of you that made a decision up in your head while you were in here in these 5 days to seek growth.
Where you are without changing, trying to change someone else. We don't change people, places, and things, circumstances, or situations. We change ourselves. That is where the control is. We educate by saying we. One of the things that Jerry and I do a lot of is we. I don't do you unless there's a purpose that I'm doing the you. You alienates us. We together can do things. And so I share selectively in here. Jerry and I have been very careful to share selectively. We trust a lot of you in here already, so we've chosen to share selectively. We assume that you know that the things that we're sharing, you're not going to run out and just tell everybody. And we assume the things that are said in here pretty well stays in here. And that's some of what, I mean, not everything, but some of the personal stuff. Obviously, we want you to spread all the stuff we're talking about, you know, in your living example. Invite people at your work environment into your life. One of the things that happens is people get, they learn by watching you. It's like if you haven't learned anything about Jerry and I, hopefully you'll just learn by watching what we do. You guys can do the same things. This isn't, you know, it's just a job. It's a job. It's not a cause. You know, I had Joan of Arc mentality. Go in, do the battle. And as you know from my history, big scapegoat here. I had the red flags flashing when I walked into work. They saw me coming. They gave me lots of stuff to do, and I loved it. And I got sick very fast. And I didn't see. And I was bitter, and I was resentful because they didn't see what I thought they should have seen. The other thing that I didn't particularly like, but I've learned to like it a little bit more now, is reality checks. And when I share, I get a reality check. When you guys laughed at me when I did that one thing, it's like it's a reality check, you know. And it's
But
important.
for her to hear, she had to be humble on the reality check side.
And once we think we're humble, we're already past that point. So it's all how that works. We each in here have a uniqueness to share with somebody. There's somebody in your work environment that will connect with you. There's somebody in this room that will connect with you, and only you. You have something to give to the situation where you're at. You absolutely, one person alone can change a system, and that is indirectly. As a result of you changing yourselves, indirectly you can influence an entire system. That's the way it works. One of the things that is very wonderful is what you guys did today. Smile. Connect with people. Give them a compliment. Give them some encouragement. How many of you guys do that to everybody you see at work on a daily basis, once in a while? We do a lot of us and them. They're different. I don't like them. I don't respect them. They're screwed up. Now, this is what doesn't work. Negativity and bitching at work. It adds toxicity and negativity. Remember I gave you the analogy of people just throwing up on you? And it's real important to like move aside, unless you want to keep cleaning it up. I'm sorry it's gross, but it's the way it was told to me, so I'm going to pass it on. It is okay to dump at places like meetings or amongst friends. It's really good to have several friends. Like for myself, I have plenty of them, because they would get sick of hearing me over and over. So I spread them out. So one day I have one friend that hears me in the next day. I mean, Jerry has really had a hard time listening. He's gonna have 5 more days of this. But I mean, I spread it out. Now I have a few other people, you know?
5 years old. She's a loveaholic.
Hey, where's Susan?
Susan is a escapeaholic. Carson, my 15-year-old son, is a sexaholic. Susan is my escapeaholic, and as you see, she has escaped. Esther is my perfectoholic. And we are the holic family. We have put the rules, written and unwritten. Would you like for us to, oh, Father, I didn't tell you, I'm an alcoholic and a workaholic. Would you like for us to go over the rules as well? Okay, we have written rules in our family, like all good dysfunctional families do. We have the kids, all the 3 older ones have to be in by 10 o'clock p.m. every night. They must tell their grandmother where they're going. They must listen to their grandmother. They can have no friends in the house, no running in the sprinklers, no singing at the table. Don't talk back. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm the boss, regardless. Come directly home from school. Those are our written rules. Our unwritten rules: show no emotion. Don't mention Dad's drinking problem. Don't mention Stella's mom. Stella has a different mom than my other children. We don't mention that. Don't mention that Stella is Dad's favorite. I thought that was Esther.
It was supposed to be Esther.
Esther is my favorite.
My favorite is
And you have to kiss grandmother before leaving every day. No activities. Don't even ask. If dollars are involved for transportation or anything, don't ask for any activity money. Don't mention Dad's abuse. Don't trust others. Don't talk to your counselor. Cover or make excuses for your bruises. Those are our unwritten rules. That's the holiday. Our mission statement is hard work anxiously engages your earnings. We need to work hard to get money.
Very good.
And that's what success is.
Very good.
Thank you.
Whoever's next, just go ahead and line up. Go for it.
Did somebody write this down as a copy? We're the county mental health agency in Manson County. And our mission statement is to assess, evaluate, and diagnose ongoing mental health problems in our community and to implement appropriate programs of intervention and counseling. We have in our
You know what, you guys don't have to write it
Oh,
out.
okay.
In the interest of time, just go ahead.
Okay, we have a new person with us today, and Dr. Plas, who is our criminally insane psychiatrist, oh, he worked for the criminally insane. We'll be here later. But we have a new caseworker on staff. So
Who's she sleeping with?
Dr. Floss.
Literally, really.
That's right. Our flow chart, we have I'm the administrator, and we have our administrator wing, our mental health wing, and under the administrator, everything falls under the administrator, and there's the caseworker and the receptionist who accepts the referrals. Ralph, our receptionist, who makes great coffee, accepts the referrals, and sometimes doesn't accept the referrals, depending on if he decides that he doesn't.
Can I
want
interrupt
to.
something?
Yeah.
I totally forgot a group.
There's some lost children in here.
Jerry and I didn't know they were behind closed doors. This is
This really happens, doesn't it, in real life? What group is that?
this is the legal system.
The legal system.
Locked up, huh?
We all stand up while the legal system.
You're all right.
This is our family presentation.
Well, put them back up here.
The legal system, having been in it, usually does miss most of it.
Thanks, Jerry. Why don't we complete what our presentation is, and if you mind, after these guys get up, they just do
It's real.
They don't want to see it anyway.
Yeah, we're
I don't want to
actually,
hear it.
pretty accurate.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
we're Manson County Mental Health, and we've discussed our mission statement, which was to assess, evaluate, and diagnose ongoing mental health problems in our community, and to implement appropriate programs of intervention and counseling. And I'm the administrator, and we have two wings. We have the administration side and the medical side. They're both under the administrator. We have a caseworker and a receptionist, and our psychiatrist, psychologist, and everything else. He's not here. We have an LCSW, MFCC, she's really skilled, and a nurse caseworker. And we'll improvise our unwritten rules as this unfolds. Did we? I don't know if we wanted to talk about our roles at all. Okay, I should say, our receptionist is the gatekeeper. Accepts private and public referrals from the schools and the private agencies and people who just call in. Assesses the ability of the client to pay. Looks for insurance and then tries to filter to other agencies, wondering who else they've already talked to. The caseworker facilitates all aspects of the intervention, acting as the key person for the client contact and facilitates the case planning. The licensed clinical social worker does the ongoing counseling and evaluation of non-medicated cases. Our nurse counselor does the ongoing counseling and evaluation of medicated cases. Our psychiatrist does the initial assessment and evaluation, prescribes and overprescribes medication. And the administrator acts as the snoopervisor, constantly intervening and trying to reduce costs and intimidate staff.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Pretty accurate.
Can somebody write this down as a talk? We're the County Mental Health Agency in Manson County. And our mission statement is to assess, evaluate, and diagnose ongoing mental health problems in our community and to implement appropriate programs of intervention and counseling. We have, in our,
Didn't you do this one though?
This
You know what, you guys don't have to write it out,
Oh,
because
okay, we
at the
don't
end
have
of
to
the
write it
time, just go ahead.
okay, we have a new person with us today, and Dr. Floss, who was our criminally insane psychiatrist. Oh, he worked for the criminally insane. We'll be here later. But we have a new caseworker on staff. So
Who's she sleeping with?
Dr. Floss.
Literally, really.
That's right. Our flow chart, we have I'm the administrator, and we have our administrative wing and our mental health wing. And under the administrator, everything falls under the administrator, and there's the caseworker and the receptionist who accepts the referrals. Ralph, our receptionist, who makes great coffee, accepts the referrals, and sometimes doesn't accept the referrals, depending on if he decides that he
Can
doesn't.
I interrupt something? I totally forgot a group.
There's some lost children in here.
Jerry and I didn't know they were behind closed doors. This
Really happens, doesn't it, in real life?
Yes.
What group is that?
The legal system.
The legal system.
We don't need them.
I just thought everybody went to lunch.
The legal system, having been in it, usually does miss most of it.
Why don't we complete what our presentation is, and if you don't mind, after these guys get up, and they just do it once, maybe, so they can see it, what do you think? What should we do? Should they do it again?
And the legal system never knows about the
That's
family.
just, they don't need to know, okay? It's real.
They don't want to see it anyway.
They don't want to hear it.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
We're Manson County Mental Health, and we discussed our mission statement, which was to assess, evaluate, and diagnose ongoing mental health problems in our community, and to implement appropriate programs of intervention and counseling. And I'm the administrator, and we have two wings. We have the administration side and the medical side. They're both under the administrator. We have a caseworker and a receptionist, and our psychiatrist, psychologist, and everything else. He's not here. We have an LCSW, MFCC, she's really skilled, and a nurse caseworker. And we'll improvise our unwritten rules as this unfolds. Did we? I don't know if we wanted to talk about our roles at all. Okay, I should say, our receptionist is the gatekeeper. Accepts private and public referrals from the schools and the private agencies and people who just call in. Assesses the ability of the client to pay.
That's true.
Looks for insurance and then tries to filter to other agencies, wondering who else they've already talked to. The caseworker facilitates all aspects of the intervention, acting as the key person for the client to contact and facilitates the case planning. The licensed clinical social worker does the ongoing counseling and evaluation of non-medicated cases. Our nurse counselor does the ongoing counseling and evaluation of medicated cases. Our psychiatrist does the initial assessment and evaluation, prescribes and overprescribes medication. And the administrator acts as the snoopervisor, constantly intervening and trying to reduce costs and intimidate staff.
In the interest of time, I gotta get moving here.
We're from the Until Tomorrow Middle School. I'm the secretary attendance clerk. The principal has much more important things to do, and frankly, she's not feeling quite well today, so I'll go ahead and make the presentation. Our written organizational chart is the principal, of course, is in charge. Then on an even note is the secretary, the teacher, and the librarian. And then under the teacher and basically everybody else is the teacher's aide. That's the stated organizational chart. What really happens, however, is that I'm over the principal and the teacher's aide is over the librarian and the teacher. The written or verbalized mission statement is, we're educating the leaders of tomorrow. We educate children in a free, safe environment where students come first. The non-verbalized mission statement. Those who want to learn, stay here. Those who don't want to learn or who are interrupting the education of others, we kick them out. Basically, that means if we like the students, they stay. If we don't, they leave. Some of our stated rules include first-time possession is a suspension, euphemistically referred to as a home study. The second possession, we ship them out. The stated rule about fighting is if there's a fight on campus, first of all is the parent conference and a day of suspension, and after that, we kick them out. And then we have a lot of non-verbalized rules.
That's what you weren't going to tell us about.
No.
All right.
Must be up. I don't see anybody else taking it.
Next.
Well, since we're not part of the organization.
They're all including continuances, things like that.
Paid by the hour.
I'll introduce, okay, then someone else can read the rules. Our group is the only law west of the Pecos. I'm Judge Roy Bean. No laughing, please. Scott is our defense attorney. Terry is the prosecutor. John is a powerless mediator.
She the one that lost her motorcycle?
And our social worker feels so powerless that she's not even here today. And after much deliberation, we came up with the following mission statement.
Excuses and assholes, everyone has one.
Look at the rules.
Oh, you forgot the last part, they both stayed.
He's been there, you know.
The rules are, who you know is important, money is important, cooperation is solicited and rewarded, don't mess with the legal system, once you're in, it's all punitive, keep the cage bear busy or he'll bite off your leg. We don't discriminate unless we decide to. I think that's it.
Today we're gonna discuss.
Well, I'm impressed. You guys, I want you to think about how we played today and how in 1 hour.
Oh, no, that's just, we don't have time. Sorry, Janet, that's all.
Yeah, good boundary.
You go to all this work to put your cartoon together. Protector. There she is, protect their core team.
Me and the core team, we took what we had for our mission statement, and that was to coordinate our resources effectively in order to provide sources for average students and promote emotional and physical wellness, which we took out of our manuals and which we took out of our own student assistant representative book. But the thing is, I think that's kind of funny about this is since it's all new for all of us, we couldn't decide what we wanted to do with all of it. And we all decided to be ourselves. Anyhow, but we did come up with a little bit. Yeah, we thought it was. Even though this is playing, we're all thinking, oh, but we want to make it real. We want to make it work now. So anyhow, we came up with 4 rules, and that was confidentiality, consider all options, commitment to doing this, and following district policy and school policies. And if we don't like them, then we need to change them, but follow them in the meantime. And as far as who we are, Barbara's going to be a superintendent, and she's our parent person, organizer, and money person. And Debbie's going to be our teacher, and she's going to be a teacher liaison to other teachers also. And then I'm going to be the prevention specialist still, and I'm going to work on helping change policy and procedures if we don't like them, and forms, and taking care of forms, and helping on presenting. And then Sean's going to be the student assistant representative, which he always also is, and we're going to work together in working at the schools, and he's going to be a presenter, and he's also going to do groups, and he's also going to have somebody co-facilitate with him, and he's going to be the person who's going to be able to decide if a person is really working effectively to help all the students that he ends up getting referred for. So we're basically doing, and our librarian isn't here, so she got chosen for a couple of them. We didn't write it down, but I suppose we'll tell her tomorrow.
No, we gave
And how can you give it to me?
We gave it to Janet because we said that was real.
Oh, okay.
Can't remember.
Oh, we gave it to her, but I said I would do it if she wasn't here, so then we wrote it down.
We said you better not give the job to somebody that didn't show up.
So anyhow, that's what we decided for the core team. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
It's playing, but it's pretty real, isn't it? I forgot the core team, and I forgot the legal system. They missed the family. So my point is, even though we're doing this, it's pretty close to home, and one of the hardest groups besides the school is the core team, because it's too close to home. And what I want to encourage everybody to do is play with this. We're not going to get it. One of the things I was mentioning is I talked to Dick Schaefer, who did Choices and Consequences, and just so you get a realistic time frame of a Genesis project, up there, he's got like the cutting edge in the country on student assistance programs, and I had lunch with him, and he says it took him 14 years to get the legal system connecting with the school system, connecting with the mental health system. So like, give yourselves a break. You know, we're just creating something right now. It's going to take a long time. So, you know, just take care of yourselves in the meantime and just do it one day at a time, one brick at a time, you know, that kind of stuff. Did you have any comments, Jerry?
I just really am impressed. I've never exactly gone through this process before, but up to this point right now, we're recreating what's really going to happen fragmentation, there's going to be miscommunication. All this stuff that's happening right now is just going to be real out there. Let's play with it. You can get real serious about this, and you will. And hopefully that could be Michelle and I's job, is to facilitate some lightness with it too. And learn as much as you can about how to handle this in here and to be able to handle it better out there.
Okay, I think we deserve an early lunch break. I will say that we're going to go out with the recovery panel and basically have lunch with them. You guys in here can decide if you want to order out and have it come in. You can go out with each other. You can do anything you want to. You can even meet where we're going for the recovery panel. I mean, it's up to you guys. But we do need to start at 1 because the recovery panel is coming from out of town. And I don't know who's going to meet for lunch or who isn't, but we need to start on time at 1. So to the best of our abilities, we need to leave now and come back. You might want to set a boundary when you walk into the place where you're going, which we are going to do today, which is to say we have to be out of here by 1:45, and we'd like our check immediately after we order. This is set boundaries. Okay, we're done.
Not the puppet.